Hello everyone, welcome all of you on my third presentation on the topic inventory control. In previous two presentation we see the various methods of inventory control, like first one ABC analysis, then second one EOQ analysis, then third one perpetual inventory control, then fourth one VED analysis, and disposal of scrap and surplus material. Then again, this is the third presentation on inventory control. Here we see next methods of inventory control, that is review of slow and non-moving items. Inventory is the important constituent of every business organization. It consumes most of your finance, so its control is very necessary, and it can be obtained by proper system of inventory control or controlling the non moving and slow moving items in our firm or the business organization. Then these methods of inventory control, we first see the different definitions, like slow moving items. Slow moving material in your store means material which move slowly or which sell slowly are called as slow and non moving material. Then second one, dormant items means items which are moving temporarily or seasonal. For example, cold cream can only sell in winter season, sunscreen, lotions, etc. sell only in summer seasons. So these items are called as dormant item. Then next one, absolute item means those which become useless due to change in design, method of manufacture, and production processes are called as absolute items, which further manufacturing is difficult to organization. So correct decision is required to be taken for these absolute items. There are various steps are followed to control this slow moving, dormant, and absolute item. First one is a periodic report. Here a monthly or quarterly report on the stocks of non-moving or slow-moving items is taken, and which indicate its purchasing, consumption, and balance in hand. And such report are given to the management so that management take a particular action about that goods. Then second one, absolute items. These are seasonal items or become useless due to change in demand or change in manufacturing processes, etc. So well designed information system can be required to be adopted to locate such items so that they can be utilized as immediately as possible, and further purchasing of these goods can be stopped. So control on this absolute item is also necessary. Then last one is a moving ratio. In this method, ratio is find out for a particular items or which moves slowly, or dormant items or become dead stock, and this ratio include the turnover of that material. For example, this ratio contain how much quantity of goods can be purchased at a particular date and how much quantity of goods sells at a particular date, and from that we find out the turnover ratio of that a particular items. And by taking these three report, that is periodic report on slow and non-moving item, report on absolute item, and finding out moving ratio, we can properly control on inventories present in our store, and we achieve the objectives of inventory control. That means maximum customer satisfaction, minimum investment into the inventory, and low cost operations. So this is the methods of inventory control, like review on slow and non-moving items. Then we see here next methods of inventory control, that means input output ratio analysis. In this method, how much quantity of goods are input to a processing and how much quantity of goods present into output material is find out, and their ratio is calculated. By this ratio we can find out efficiency of our manufacturing department, and corrective action can be taken immediately and achieve the goal of inventory control. It is a relationship between quantity of material charged through the production process and quantity of material into the final output. For example, when material A is input as 2 kg to a production process and it contains into the final product is 1.6, that means 2 kg material is input to a process and its quantity into the final product is 1.6 kg. So from that we can calculate input output ratio. Input output ratio of this problem is 2 divided by 1.6 into 100, that is equal to 125%. This is the input output ratio of that material, and from this input output ratio we can find out quantity of drug or chemical present into the final product. And from that we have various advantages, like due to this ratio we can determine efficiency of our manufacturing department, we can compare actual consumption with the standard consumption, and we can find out cost of raw material present into the finished product. So this is also a moral check on inventory control. Then again we see next methods of inventory control, that means setting of various levels of the inventories. How much inventory present in your store can be divided into the 3 to 4 levels, that means maximum stock level, second one minimum stock level, third one reorder level, and fourth one is a danger level. Maximum stock level means upper level of stock or upper limit of goods above which its stock in your store is avoided. It's called as maximum stock level. Therefore maximum stock level is equal to reorder level plus reorder quantity minus minimum consumption. And here we can calculate minimum consumption is equal to minimum consumption per week into minimum reorder period. And while calculating this maximum stock level we can use following points or consider following point. First one is the rate of consumption of material. To calculate maximum stock level, first we find out rate of consumption of that particular material, that means how much material is required to a particular month or a period. Then we can also consider the storage space. If we have large storage space, then we can calculate maximum level of goods as much as possible, and if we doesn't have much space of storage of goods, we can reduce the maximum stock level. Then we also consider capital availability, capital required to purchasing of the inventories is also important point to calculate maximum stock level. Then also we consider the nature of material. If the material is remain for long time, as such we can purchase that material at maximum quantity, but if that material is not remain for longer period, we can reduce purchasing of that goods. Then we can also consider market trend of that particular good, fashion habit, government restrictions. Sometime for purchasing, sale or possession of goods have various government restriction. So calculating maximum stock level of that particular goods, we also require to consider government restrictions also. Then we also consider the various risk factor during the storage of goods. Sometimes the goods deteriorate or produces various losses, so such risks are also required to be considered while calculating the maximum stock level. Then also we require to be consider lead time. Lead time means time gap between placing the order and receiving the order. If it is long, we can increase our maximum stock level. If lead time is short, we can reduce the maximum stock level of particular goods. By considering all these points, we can calculate maximum stock level means upper limit of goods above which purchasing is not done is called as maximum stock level. Then we can also calculate the minimum stock level. These are also called as safety stock level or buffer stock level. It is a lower limit below which stock of particular goods should not be allowed to fall is called as minimum stock level. Therefore minimum stock level is equal to reorder level minus normal consumption per week into average delivery time or normal reorder period is called as minimum stock level. It is also lower limit and it can be calculated to protect stock of particular items going to out of stock, so that proper action can be taken and its supply can be stopped. It also can be calculated by considering following point. First one, average rate of consumption of material and lead time. So minimum stock level or safety stock level or buffer stock level means lower limit of goods below which levels of goods cannot be allowed to fall. Then again we calculate reorder level. It is a level between minimum stock level and maximum stock level. Whenever your stock reaches at that point, purchasing is required. Therefore reorder level is equal to minimum consumption during the period into maximum reorder period. Again we calculate danger level. When stock reaches to that level, immediate action of purchasing is required. It is a level below the minimum stock level is called as danger level. Danger level is equal to average rate of consumption into emergency supply time. This is emergency condition, so quick action is required. So by setting these various level like minimum stock level, maximum stock level, reorder level, danger level, we can control on inventories present in our store. Again we see next methods of inventory control, that means useful use of material budgeting. Here budget of each and every material present in your store is calculated, and by that we can control on inventory. Here master budget is prepared, or budget of each and every product or purchase budget is prepared. In this method purchase budget of whole or each item is prepared. For that following points are considered. First one, increase or decrease the sale of goods in previous year as compared to current month or year. Here sale of goods is calculated in current month and current year, and which can be compared with the previous year and previous month, and by that comparison we can increase or decrease the purchasing of that particular product. Then second one, adjustment of overbuying or underbuying during the previous month. If sale of current month is reduced, then buying of that goods in next month is adjusted or it can be reduced. If sale of particular goods in current month is increased, then there is increase in buying of that particular goods in next month is required. As per sale of goods, adjustment of buying is done is also important to control on inventory. By this purchase person came to know whether he is buying too much or too little as purchase budget. From that um, purchase budget, here purchase person know whether he buy too much or less as compared to the purchase budget, so that necessary corrective action is taken and such changes done in further purchasing into the next year, and which is available as reference material. So use of material budgeting is also important methods of inventory control. And then last one is establishing a effective purchase procedure. Purchase procedure is also important point while controlling the inventories. Purchasing order or purchase order, it is a legal document, so proper recording in it is also necessary. It means sequence of steps in which purchase transaction is done. This purchase procedure we already seen in topic number 4, that means drug house management. This purchase procedure start when need of a particular goods. When we need a particular goods, we prepare purchase order of that goods, send to the respective supplier. Then after receiving that goods, the goods can be checked, entered into the bill book and release payment. So it starts from need of goods and ends after releasing the payments. So it is a legal document, so its proper recording is necessary. It can be prepared into the 6 to 7 copies. It can be vary from company to company as per their goals and their rules and regulation or their policies. This purchase order can be changed or vary from various company to company. Good purchasing order or good purchasing is directly related to the inventory control. If purchasing done as proper way, we can properly control on our inventories. So both these terms are interdependable to each other. So here we see the different methods of inventory control like ABC analysis, second one EOQ methods of analysis, then third one is a VD analysis, fourth one perpetual inventory control, then next one scrap and surplus disposal method, then next one input output ratio analysis, then next one setting of various levels of inventories, then next one establishing effective purchase procedure and use of material budgeting. So this is presentation of on inventory control on top on the subject drugstore and business management. If any queries, we can contact me on email IDs malisavita 2011@gmail.com. Thank you once again all of you for this presentation.